I was very moved to come down here today. I have to say it was moving and also enraging. I have so many feelings right now. I'm moved. I'm happy that this was put on. I'm very sad that it had to be put on, that there's over 3,000 crosses here, and next year at this time there'll be more. Makes me very angry, but I am glad that people care enough to have put this on. And I think it makes it very real. It's a very vivid depiction of the damage that's done. These are all potential fathers, mothers, husbands, wives. These were potential grandparents. It's just, considering I left America during the Vietnam War, and I didn't think things could get any worse. And we've come full cycle again. And I think this is very important, and I hope that more people get to see this.
And, like Virginia, I'm also with the War Resisters Support Campaign in Vancouver. A revival, really, of a movement, of an ongoing northern passage, the movement from the U.S. to Canada. Historically, we've seen this clearly during the Vietnam era. We had as many estimated as 50,000 to 100,000 Americans who came up to Canada. I think our country, Canada, really profited very, very much from that immigration. And we're seeing now, I would say sadly, a resurgence of people having to flee, having to leave their own country as political refugees, really, because they choose not to participate in a war that has been condemned by the international community as being immoral and illegal. And people who've been in the service realized that when they signed on the dotted line, they signed to protect the American Constitution, but not to engage in the kind of activities that we've seen that have been revealed, the scandals from Abu Ghraib and the rest of it. So I think that these are men and women of conscience who have said, you know what, I want to live a life of peace. I want to live like an ordinary human being, raise my family, have a job. I don't want to participate in this anymore. So I think Canada should welcome these people. And our feeling, of course, and our movement is to try to get Canada to have a policy in place that would allow U.S. war resistors really to stay in this country, as we did for others. We did it for the Hungarians in the 50s. We did it for the Americans back in the late 60s, early 70s. We're saying, let's do what let's live the Trudeau legacy here one more time and be the welcoming country that we are, and put us back on the map as peacekeepers rather than as people who are going to engage in warfare and support people of peace.
And they come up here, and we've found out that they don't necessarily know of us, that they don't know that there is a support group for them. And one young man was here for a couple months before he just happened to stumble across our website. So what we're going to be doing over the summer is, especially in downtown Vancouver, targeting places where these young resistors might be congregating and passing out brochures about how to find us. So hopefully we can gather together these young war resistors coming up, because we understand that, for one thing, Toronto in the Eastern Canada is overloaded now. So we want to share. We'd like to share the wealth and have some of them come out here and help them get settled in. And we do anticipate, I guess, unfortunately, we do anticipate more coming up as the push to getting more young Americans over in Iraq and Afghanistan. And another thing that I'm personally interested in is targeting the military, the Canadian recruiters for the military, because I'm from Eastern Canada. The Maritimes is an economically disadvantaged part of Canada, and I get very angry when I think that this beautiful place is being targeted because it is usually poor, targeted by the military recruiters to get these young people and send them to these wars. Some of us believe that Canada should not have gone to Afghanistan unless as peacekeepers, builders of schools and hospitals. That's the only reason Canada should be in Vietnam. I'm sorry, Freudian slip, in Afghanistan as peacekeepers, but we do know that Canadians are no longer peacekeepers, and now they're in a combat role, and speaking personally, I'm very angry about this, and I would side with the NDP that Canadian troops should be brought out of Afghanistan. We are aware of some. There have been some Canadian war resistors, people that are in the military, and then realize that they're very uncomfortable with some of the things that they've been asked to do. So there have been some Canadian war resistors who have left the Canadian the Canadian forces, and I think there will be more.
If anyone is watching this is interested in learning more about the War Resistor Support Campaign, please do not hesitate. Go to the internet and look up www.resistors.ca. We have marvelous men and women doing organizational work in Canada, supporting people who have chosen a path of peace rather than a path of war. And I have to say, people like Sarah Borknack and others with the War Resistor Support Campaign in Vancouver, Michelle in Toronto, you guys are doing just amazing work. And we invite anyone who thinks that they can either offer accommodations to war resistors while they're seeking their legal status in Canada as refugees, to please come forward, contact the War Resistor Support Campaign, and anything, a roof over one's head, some financial support, voluntary work. We need all the help we can get. Thank you.